guys, Tina here with Next Step Streaming, and I want to talk to you guys about social media. I know, scary, right? Gigantic topic. And it's constantly changing topic. I know Google changes their algorithm every couple weeks. Facebook is constantly changing stuff every month or two. Instagram, all that fun stuff. So I'm going to kind of break it down some of the basics for you guys. But I want the disclaimer being known that you should always be doing your own sort of research when it comes to ads or any sort of I mean anything that starts to involve money, specifically ads. Make sure you're aware of ads. I mean, I took courses on how to do Twitter ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, and it took years. That's a whole different thing. But what I want to talk to you today is about organic growth, and that's a little bit more in my wheelhouse, so much more comfortable to talk to you guys about. And to make it even a little bit easier, today we will only be focusing on Twitter, because Twitter is such an integral part to Twitch, more so as opposed to Instagram and Facebook. And while yes, Instagram and Facebook have their benefits as social media, and I don't think you should rule them out. Even more so, I think you should have an account on all of them for your Twitch page. We are going to focus on Twitter today. So with that being said, let's dive right in, because I got a lot to cover with it. Right away, I want you guys to be aware of how often you should be posting on Twitter. You should be posting on Twitter 1 to 3 times every single day. What? I know, right? It's a lot, but it really isn't. When I say post, I mean, something so simple as a quick picture of your favorite coffee or your favorite food, or what are you doing for the day? Are you streaming later? Are you going to the movies later? What movie are you going to? I got my nails done. I mean, something so trivial to you is just enough to keep you active in somebody's Twitter feed. That's the whole point, is you want it to be 1 to 3 times, because people are going to see your name and you're going to be active, and people like to be active with active people. So it's not really so much more so the meat and potatoes of the content at this point, but it's just the more of showing that you are active and there's activity going on in your life and you're invested with being, keeping up to date with your viewers. Now, when you are posting 1 to 3, and while I said it's not the meat and potatoes that's the most important, it's the amounts you do, I don't mean you should retweet 3 random people's posts and call it a day. That's doing more harm than good. For every retweet that you do of somebody else's post, you should be doing your own post. Balance it out. Nothing is more kind of, not annoying, but like when I go to someone's Twitter feed and it's 25 different streamers going live retweeted on their page. Like, not only did I not get to know you, but now all these other streamers are on my mind and I realize that they're active. I'm going to go check them out. You're shooting yourself in the foot rather than having nothing on your page. So if you have a retweet of somebody going live and then you have a post of something about you, that's a nice balance, okay? So every retweet that you put, make sure you're posting something about yourself. And like, I know a lot of you, this is kind of like, it's weird, right? Because when you become a streamer, you kind of sign this invisible contract saying, yes, I'm now a public figure. My personal life to a certain degree is now public knowledge. Like, that's like, let's stop saying, oh no, I'm still going to be super private and then become a live streamer. Like, that's not how that works, fam. Okay. You want to build a relationship with people, and the only way to build a relationship with people is to open yourself up. So while you're retweeting and then posting your own tweets, I want you to start getting comfortable posting pictures of what's going on around in your life. Selfies. I know, the dreaded selfie, but guys, you're on camera constantly. Practice makes perfect. I've been doing the selfie thing for a couple years now, and even then, every selfie I take, I probably take like 35 selfies, and then I quickly sit through and I find one that is like, oh, okay, like that's not the worst thing ever, let's just post it, right? And you get better at, you start to learn your angles and what lighting is best and what colors bring out your eyes. Like, but you are now a public figure. Like, it's time to start recognizing that and embracing that, and blasting that, because that's why people watch you. Like, if they wanted to play and learn the game, they'd either watch people on YouTube or they'd play it themselves. Twitch is all about the engagement. So make sure you're posting pictures of you. Make sure you're posting pictures of your environment. Make sure you're talking about things about you. And yes, it's okay to have boundaries too. So if you're like, well, I don't want to talk about my relationships, fine, don't. Well, I don't want to talk about my love for fish, fine, don't. But you still have to balance it with opening up in other areas. My relationship, while yes, it's very open in some things are still very private about it, and I mean, it's kind of this illusion that people think I'm super, super open, but I'm really not. I'm very, very, very controlling of the certain information that gets out there. But because I'm fulfilling their needs enough to know what's going on, they're not like thirsty for more. They're like, oh, okay, like she's going to PAX East, but they don't know all the details of my PAX East trip. They just know I'm going to PAX East because I gave that to them. And yes, I'll give them some pictures of PAX, but I don't need to take a snapshot of every single thing I'm doing. Does that make sense? So it's all about balance, but number one is making sure you're active. Whatever you do, make sure you're active. So while you're being active, I want you guys to be aware of the real estate when it comes to Twitter posts. What do I mean by real estate? I mean the amount of space that you can type stuff. It is very important. While yes, Twitter has expanded the amount you can post in each tweet, it's still super very important. Some things I want you guys to be aware of. Hashtags, okay? This is my advice, and you are going to hear both sides of this argument. You're going to hear people freak out and say, don't put hashtag support small streamers. Don't put hashtag girl streamer. Don't put hashtag pro gamer. Hashtags, unfortunately, are becoming very outdated on Twitch. Not many people follow hashtags anymore. Not many people click on hashtags to find people. It's very, very rare now. Hashtags are now becoming more popular on Instagram, as a matter of fact. But I want you to be aware of this. The real estate you took up putting all these hashtags that nobody is going to use, you could have instead have been giving me more about you, posting a joke, giving me a little bit more, if you're going live, tell me why you're playing this game, and what you're hoping to do. Like, pull me in, sell me, catch my curiosity, make me smile and laugh. If you make me feel good about your one going live post, that is going to increase the chances that I'm going to come watch you. Then, hey, going live, hashtag Twitch Kittens, hashtag support small streamers, hashtag partner push, hashtag pro gamer, hashtag streamer, hashtag Twitch. Like, that's actually usually real talk now. That's actually going to push me away. That's going to push me away because to me, it's you're being lazy and you're trying to piggyback off of, these groups that feed on that shit. Like, so many people now actually block those groups because it's looked at as spam. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. If you're still like, nah, I really, really, I love my hashtags, fine. Limit to 1 to 3 hashtags at most. Don't ever exceed 3 hashtags. It's unnecessary. It's an outdated practice. Use the hashtags on Instagram, okay? Use that space to better sell whatever point you're trying to get across. Be aware of that. On the same token, with hashtags, we're going to talk about the ats. At so-and-so, at so-and-so, at. So many times now people are kind of once again being lazy and they're like, yo, I love these streamers. At. And I understand the idea behind it is you want to get all these streamers' attention and be like, look, I'm sharing the love about you, so you should give me love back. That's almost as bad as a follow for a follow. Most of the time, nobody's going to click on all of them. The people you tagged in it, you're going to piss off. They're going to mute that channel or mute that feed. And they're probably actually going to unfriend you or unfollow you. You're going to lose that relationship. Do not at people a huge long list. Like, there's no reason to. The only time you should be adding anybody is if you're specifically having a conversation, or if there's a specific streamer that stands out. Then tell me why you love this streamer. Tell me why I should be watching the streamer. Say something nice about the streamer, and then at that streamer. Keep one at to a tweet when you're being appreciative of someone. If you want to do a shout out at the end of streams, which I do recommend because it really kind of locks in that relationship with people. If at the end of the stream you want to add 2 to 3 to 4 people that rated or hosted you, and then say, and we passed the love to at so and so, or we brought the views to at so and so, or we continued the party to at so and so, and you have like 4 or 5 people, but it's all specific for a reason. It's not just like a shotgun effect hoping that maybe one of those people is going to reciprocate, because you don't even want that kind of reciprocation. It's lazy. Save your time. Use that real estate to better focus on one streamer at a time. If you want to do 20 tweets and have one at on each tweet and then a reason and a paragraph about each person, go for it. That shows a lot more effort and a lot more commitment, and that gets my attention a lot more than these stupid shotgun, let me hashtag everything, let me at everybody. Like, that's insta ignore. So save that time, guys. Save that time. Put more into that post. Your live posts. Your live posts are your calling call. Guys, I'm sick and tired of seeing these live posts going live and then your going live link. I understand the effort behind it, but like, you guys taking 2 minutes more. Add 2 to 3 sentences more of why I should be watching you. Give me a time. When do you start? When do you end? Because of the way that Twitter is laid out, sometimes I'll get posts 6 hours later of somebody going live, and I'll be like, oh God, I don't know if they're live. And yeah, maybe this is laziness on my part. I won't even click, right? But like, take that option away. Like, if you're like, oh, I'm live from 2 to 10 and I see that post at 8, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm definitely kicking because I know they got 2 more hours. I'm gonna check them out. So do a start time and an end time. Make sure you do a time zone. These are very important things. Make sure you have your Twitch link, which, usually people are pretty good about, but make sure that's there. I've even been including selfies to kind of entice people, and pull people in and be like, oh, what is she wearing today? What is she looking like today? It keeps it fresh. It keeps it different. And another piece of advice is make it fun, make it funny, spike that curiosity again. Like, give me a reason to come watch. Like, my Twitter feed is like 37 going lives every day. Like, why don't you take that extra 2 minutes to stand out? Hell, I take a selfie, I write up my Twitter post, I put my phone down, and I go do something else for another hour. And then when I'm ready to go live, I tweet it. You know what I mean? And then you post it where you need to. But even if you're like, oh my God, I'm always so rushed right before stream, no excuse. Then do it the first 5 minutes you go stream. But it's very, very, very important to put a little bit more oomph in your going live posts. And finally, the last thing I want to mention, and this is marketing 101. This is pounded into every marketer's brain, every social media guru's brain. And this is the one thing that has never changed in the 20 years of social media, okay? Content is king, but engagement is queen. And in this world, we kind of use like the chess rules, and queen is higher than the king. So what do I mean by this? Is content is king is just a normal saying that actually a lot of people hear. But marketers know engagement is queen. Engagement will always trump content. When people take the time to comment on your post, you need to engage. Respond back. Reply back. Don't just like it. If they reply with a GIF, reply with a GIF. If they're like, if you're sick and it's like, oh, hope you feel better, take the time to say thank you. Okay, this is very important, especially for us small time streamers. I mean, until we are reaching thousands of people talking to us every single day, and I've seen even streamers still engage, you need to engage with your viewers. Make them feel like it's not a blank wall that they are talking to, because once again, that is the whole reason behind the Twitter account, is to make that connection, make that personal connection. So please, people, take the time to respond to every comment, even if it's just some, I hate to even say it, but some rando or somebody that like you don't know or never will come to your stream. You don't know who that person is. That person might be some partnered streamer, sneakily just trying to like kind of, feel you out, like you don't know. Like it could be, I don't know, it could be anybody, or it could be just some creeper, but it's showing when people look at it that there is still engagement. Also, another kind of, I know I keep building on this, but I just also remembered, engagement is also queen, because, this would be more important with like Facebook, not so much important with Instagram. Twitter's right in the middle. When you engage, you lend weight to your post, so you bump your post back up, or your reaction comes in somebody's Twitter feed. So say you go live and you post it, and then you go live and you stream for 10 hours, and then you come back and there's 3 people that responded, right? While they responded throughout the day, it bumped your post up throughout the day to show up on people's Twitter feed and to expand the viewership. When you respond, it's going to bump it up again. So that engagement is getting like so many more miles out of your post, because it's just gonna keep popping up, and your name is gonna keep popping up, and you're gonna be fresh in people's minds. And there have been so many times that people came into my channel and they're like, I've been following you on Twitter because of, the charity work you did, and I had no interest in watching, but you were in my feed every day, and it was something positive, and I decided to come in, and and I'm glad I did. And some of them are my longest subs now. So it all kind of like plays into effect, and you got to be patient, you got to give it time, but you got to put in the work. Twitter is by far the most important. It's the greatest way to reach out to sponsors. Sponsors are going to check you out. They're going to see how active you are, how balanced your channel is, how your engagement is, how filled it is with, positive content and things like that. So without making this super, super long, those are your major things that you want to keep in mind, guys. Be aware of what you're posting, be aware how often you are posting, and be aware of the engagement that you're doing with your community and reaching out to people. And, and you should be taking the time to, go and follow people and talk to people and follow the games that you like. And that's another thing, to tag in your going live. Tag in your going live the games you're playing and the companies that make them, and even maybe like, one of the art developers. Like do that digging. Find the art developer of that game you're playing and be like, yo, dude, I don't know if you had a hand in this, but like the sun rays coming through the trees were just like jaw dropping, and I just want to say, thank you, or to your team or to your department. You know what I mean? And that moment is like just totally like this like moment where it's like you and him and making that connection, and you don't know what's going to come of it, later on down the road. So take the time, guys. Focus on your Twitter. Make sure your pictures are up to date. Make sure in your bio you have that you're a streamer, whether affiliated or partner. Make sure the link is to your channel. Make sure you have a business email, because a lot of sponsors now don't DM, because a lot of DMs are closed, so they'll just go right to an email. Make sure you're checking that email. Don't make it and then forget about it. And yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck. Practice makes perfect when it comes to social media. And like I said, be aware, it's always changing. It's constantly changing. The flow, the ebb and flow. But the more time you spend on it, the more natural it'll become. The more you'll see that. It's almost the Matrix. Like seeing the green numbers, you're like, oh shit, this all makes sense now. Like, duh. Like, and you'll see other posts, and you'll start criticizing other posts. You're like, oh my god, like that dude just tagged 25 people. Like, why didn't he just pick one and then really sell me on? Because are you really clicking on all those 25 ads? No, you're not. Be real. And oh, that person that said, oh, going live, hashtag, 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 hashtag. Like, how did you find him? Did you find him through a hashtag or was he in your feed? Great. He was most likely in your feed. And at that point, like, why does he have to do all the hashtags? Because he's already in your feed, right? Like, so be a little bit smart about it, guys. Push your boundaries, experiment yourself. And I'm always keeping an eye on your Twitter. Always feel free to watch my Twitter. And you know what? Look online and follow the big social media gurus too. Like, they're constantly posting like these little gems of wisdom. Like, you know, and that's how I learned. Like, you know, don't put the hashtags now, don't put the ads now. But that's like graduate level shit. So hopefully I helped give you guys some direction when it comes to your social media. Make sure you're just posting stuff, guys. Be a little bit more active, and take the time. I love you all. You guys are doing amazing. And I will be in touch with all of you. All right, guys, if you would like to email me at nextstepstreaming@gmail.com, if you would like to tweet me, which you should, guys, tweet me, please. Tweet Next Step Stream. Post when you're doing great stuff. Post when you're going live and tag it in it. This way that, you know, I'm making connections. Like, use me as a connection, guys. I am making connections with some big guys out there. And when you tweet at Next Step Stream, when you include that, or you're like, oh my God, when you include Next Step Stream in your success posts, that just, you know, it scratches my back, but it scratches your back too, because then you're getting, you know, spread to all these other connections I'm making. So be sure to do that, guys. Use that to your advantage. Make connections in the Discord. Use this to your advantage. That is why I'm providing these things to you guys. I'm doing all this hard work so you guys could benefit. So yeah, so tweet me at Next Step Stream, not Next Step Streaming, because it couldn't be that long. Whatever. Next Step Stream. Next Step Streaming at gmail.com, and the website always nextstepstreaming.com. You guys can book your phone calls and whatnot. And if you're still really unsure, if you have a specific question, always message me on Discord. My Discord's on my phone. It's never that far from me. Sometimes there's a slight delay if I'm like at a convention or something. I just don't have service. But I always will get back to you guys within, you know, a few days at most. So guys, remember, content is king, engagement is queen. Get out there. Make some chess moves. I believe in you. You're going to crush it. All right, guys. Good night.